Your new front hook road fenders look rad on your JL, but your rear needs some help. Hit my affiliate link below if you're still in need of your rear fenders. Now, please follow along as I show you how to remove your stock fenders and install your new ones. Before I get started though, massive thank you to anyone who uses my affiliate links. You are the primary reason this channel survives. As always, please let me know in the comments or DM me on Instagram if you have any questions at all. And big thanks to Hooke Road for sending me the gear to make this Jeep transformation possible. Keep an eye out for the rest of the transformation of this Jeep on YouTube. Hooke Road packages their parts up nicely, but you never know how shipping companies will handle heavy boxes. These fenders arrived perfectly, but as a DIY installer, always keep a grinder, mallet, and rattle can of satin black paint handy in the chance that something arrives with a kiss from the delivery truck. The hardware list is basic, basically just washers, bolts, and riv nuts. The only thing you might not recognize is this little tool. This thing is how you install the riv nuts. You might call it a riv nut installer. Start by drilling out all the plastic rivets on the stock fender flare. I found that if you do it at a slight angle, it'll be less likely to spin on you while you're drilling. Then grab your body panel and trim removal tools to pull the plastic pins from the fender liner. Most of these are easy to spot, but there's a few hidden at the top edge of the fender liner. You can do this with a flathead, but the trim tool makes it much easier. With the fender liner out, simply pull the fender away from the body for a removal that is accompanied by back-breaking, anxiety-inducing crunching sounds of clips breaking. There's no easy way to do this without breaking the clips, and you don't need the clips anyway for this install. Now you can line up the new fender and mark which body holes need the riv nuts inserted. Prep your little tool by lubing the threads and bearing to prolong longevity. I'm just using motor oil in an oil can. Insert the riv nuts into the marked holes, and if the paint is too thick in a few spots like it was for me, then just tap it in with a hammer, they'll pop right in. Installing the riv nuts is easy. Thread the tool into the riv nut, stick a wrench on the body of the tool, and spin the Allen wrench to collapse the riv nut and lock it into place. Then simply unthread the tool and move on to the next. This is what an installed riv nut looks like. With all the riv nuts installed, head back to your new fender and install the included rubber stripping. This will protect your vehicle paint and body from the metal fender. Then install the fender. While I was threading in these bolts, I noticed that the rear bolt and washer were getting stuck outside the hole. To get around that, you'll want to get the washer placed in the hole correctly before bolting it in. With all the bolts tightened down, repeat the procedures on the other side of the vehicle. I really appreciate the existence of companies like Hooke Road because they make vehicle customization more accessible for the people on a budget. And I'm still loving the Hooke Road Tacoma bumper on my 4Runner. Remember, all this is in my Amazon link below, and massive thank you if you decide to use my affiliate links. It's a huge help. One thing you should look into now that you've removed your stock fender liners, especially in the front, it is beneficial to have some proper steel fender liners to help protect components and promote the longevity of your vehicle. Those will also be included in the link below, so check it out. As always, let me know if you have any questions. Thank you all so much for watching. See you on the next one.